Hi everyone, I'm Bruce Swartz and I'm so hyped this morning. We're looking at color on the surface. We're going to be examining recent UFO findings, trying to get the picture of the moon every day, a couple days missing. Look at the curvature, how it's leaning left like a banana. The half moon is a straight line, no curvature, and look how we progress, it veers off to the right. The moon is full now and it's veering off. It's turning in its wobble or uneven wobble. We could see at the end of its moon phase, it wobbles, veers left, and actually rolls upwards. We can see Mare actually way down, leaning towards the southeast now as it's descending. And this is a normal wobble, but it's apparently wobbling and leaning a bit more each year. Here's a time lapse, 50 minutes pressed into 17 seconds. A beautiful view of the sky and the cloud formations as they are actually forming and mixing with the water that's in the air, right? Clouds are being formed in the precipitation. You could see it, all the different levels. And why am I showing you this? It's not long. It's little extras that I do with my own camera and that, sometimes I don't post. I just wanted to share with you. It's not long, but it's a really cool way of seeing it. Sped up to about 5,000%. Now we're going to talk about UFOs, and not over just any crater, over Aristarchus crater. How do you like this view, guys? We're really close. It's hard to see the surface, but I hope you appreciate this view because we're seeing the colors, the smoke, the movement, oscillation, possible atmosphere, and UFOs. So take a look at this. First apparent object going by, then another one here. Watch it as it goes over the light. I've been catching these every moon phase, every time I go up on the moon. And I'm looking in the footage, and when I take the time to look in the footage, it's not easy, so I have to press myself up into this footage to be able to see it. But hey, it's there, and I'm sure most of you that are looking for real truth are going to appreciate this. So thanks, I guess. What do you think of the colors? We're looking at greenery inside of that square of rectangle of Aristarchus crater. There's a green surface. It does look patchy. Once you break through that veil, you could see that there's color down there. You could see a beautiful sunny surface over a very green, brown surface. It looks like Earth and not different in any way. People asking everywhere around the world, why can't we see the surface and why is it blurry when we get close to the surface? What is it so hard to understand, guys, that there's an atmosphere up there and there's a cloud cover that's giving us the impression that everything's mended together. It looks like a film over the surface, and the cameras are picking this up. It's clouds. This is footage from the 29th of July. This is Mare Crisium, the Crisium Basin. We could see as we're going downwards, we're going to pan into a UFO. Look how you see a blur or fuzz or haze, but you see how the telescope is not at the end of its zoom? That means there's a smoke or cloud cover on the surface. Check it out. Here's a UFO again. We can even see what looks like its shadow on the surface. And that's if it's not two objects, just at the bottom of Mare Crisium. If we continue on downwards, below Mare Crisium, as we're descending downwards, we could see what looks like a haze of several colors. Could be gases too, or just emanating colors in the sky, but we can see it. Looks like an atmosphere, and we can see blues and especially many purples as we're going downwards. Now let's go back to the Aristarchus UFO footage. We're going to find the UFO further ahead. There we go, meaning further ahead in the footage. There it is. It's coming down. It's coming down. It's going in a straight path. It's going to cross right across the white crater of Aristarchus and then go off. Hard for some to believe, but let's go back in the exact same footage. But now let's zoom in twice as much, but put it in X-ray to stop the blur, and look. UFO on the surface, even smaller or even more pressed up against the surface than the other one I just showed you. Those smart enough will understand that if there were cars on highways on the surface, because of what we are just starting to see now, it could be that we're not close enough yet to break through the veil to see those cars. Hypothetically speaking, if there were cars. Maybe there's not. But if there are, they're under the clouds, they're under the veil, the atmosphere, and they're hard to reach. Now we're going to see some amazing Did you enjoy the colors? Isn't that incredible? It looks like an atmosphere. Check it out. UFOs. Recent footage, July 29th, at the bottom, south side of Mare Crisium Basin. We're seeing them all over the place. Get your eyes ready. I'm shooting arrows everywhere. I know it, but I'm just trying to show you guys. I mean, I don't need the arrows. I can see them very well in the footage. Very, very well. But some people need to be able to see them, right? But once you see them, you can't unsee them. All right. As I just keep looking at the arrows, things are about to get really crazy. And this is not easy to show. It was not easy to find these objects. And I don't mean to bust the bubble of those who think this is space debris. Don't rule it out as space debris, because the space debris that's over Earth, does it cause shadows on our surface? No. And we're seeing some of these objects, if not all of them, having shadows on the surface showing up. That means that these objects are massive and or very pressed close up to the surface. Now we're going to Siberia. Actually, we're not going to Siberia, but it sure looks like some bases I've seen in Siberia, you know, in cold regions, and the way they're all connected to themselves, climates that are very, very cold. Look what we're looking at. Impossible that this symmetrical square is, look at the edge. This is in sinus iridum. This is amazing proof of the surface and how the bases are all connected to each other on the surface. It could even be a closed environment, a closed atmosphere, you know, everything compressed inside of a chamber. The moon is so Mayan-like, right? I mean, if Mayans, if they had been taken onto spaceships and sent to the moon and dropped off, I think this is what they would have built, right? Well, it's funny, but it really does look like Mayan civilizations also, as futuristic as I see it too. I really see both ways in all of this. So we have so much proof now that the lunar surface could be actively visited. So it's not something I'm making up. Look at this beautiful surface, and this is what I believe is a base and or a closed environment. You know, just this is staggeringly huge. It could be a closed environment with everything sealed, but that's if there's no atmosphere. If there is an atmosphere, well, hey, they're walking around down there. But the optical problem with the telescope is that I can see anything from about a mile in size, and I'm taking a guess. So anything as big as a cat or a mouse, I highly doubt that with my telescope I'd be able to see it. I'm being realistic. These are UFOs that are all over the surface of the moon. During May, June, July of 2018, I've proved over and over every moon phase that the lunar surface does hold active, unknown objects. They're moving around. Now let's go through this. We just saw Aristarchus. This is Copernicus crater. So those are two common craters. This is Theophilus crater, right beside Cyrillus and Katharina. And here's a second one going over Theophilus crater, a UFO. So this is more proof. And these are common craters. This is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. These are super common craters that everyone talks about. If you have UFO footage, clips, or videos that you own the copyrights to that you'd like to have seen in a video on my channel, please send your videos to Bruce Swartz 75acommercial@gmail.com.